5 years, actor extraordinaire, the GCJ himself, the SSAF champion of the world, Mr. JP Will. Oh, wait. There's more. Before I ask my co-host how he's doing in that soothingly smooth ASMR-like sound, we have a very special guest today. He is the genius behind the Jacked Up Review Show, a guy who looks at cinema in the face and laughs, a dude who I've spoken to for hours, yet never seen his face until now, Mr. Cam Sully.
Thank you.
How you doing, fellas?
Thank you.
Doing fantastic. How are you guys?
Well, I've just hacked the GOP website. I think I'm gonna get in some fucking trouble.
Yeah.
But I have a VPN, so I think this protects me.
Oh, yeah, you'll be fine.
As long as you got Jack Black and Seth Green with you, you'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You'll be fine.
as
Maybe
long as
throw
I-
in Jamie
And a little
Kennedy
Jamie
too.
Kennedy.
You guys, yeah.
Dusting
let's-
and Jamie
I'm gonna
Kennedy.
hope I'm not Jamie Kennedy, but I'm. You guys are both my Seth Greens and Jack Blacks. That's.
I don't know which one I want to be. I got
Jack
fat,
Black.
so I'll be Jack
wanna-
Black.
Oh, I was gonna say
Anyone
I'd
who
love to be
doesn't-
Jack Black. He's great.
Hey, they don't die, so you might as well be them.
Yeah.
I
True.
hope they get out of it. They seemed all right.
Yeah.
I do love seeing all. I saw the DVD special features about a year and a half ago, and it was just so cool seeing how they shot the shootouts and everything. But I loved how they reconfirmed. It's like, yeah, the NSA and FBI fucking hate us for making this movie.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah,
For
they just
sure.
shit all over them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
Oh, man.
And that's because today our feature presentation is Enemy of the State.
A movie I haven't seen in a long time, but I believe I saw it in the theater when it came out. I think.
Oh, really?
I think I
This-
might have.
This movie
Hmm.
holds up,
It does. It really does.
especially with all like the computer stuff and everything. Like we
Yeah.
always make fun of how movies in like the 80s and 90s portrayed computers and the internet, and it's just a joke.
Mhm.
It's
I
pretty-
saw the
pretty
satellite shot.
solid.
The satellite shot got reused in like so many movies and shows. It's used in the pilot of 24. It's used in
Yeah.
one of the behind enemy lines.
That effect is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like a
Oh,
legit
yeah.
satellite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Tony Scott.
it's a Jerry Bruckheimer production, so of course.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
action porn man. Yep.
Oh yeah. But before we get into that, what have you guys been watching, reading, seeing, doing this week? Guest first.
I just got off a recap of AMC's Dynamite 6-part series Dark Winds, which is going to second season next year. It's Navajo Western based on Tony Hillerman's material. I did it with one of the stars of the show, so it was
Oh, nice.
Woohoo! Which
fun.
which person?
Amelia Rico. She plays the Navajo witch villain.
Holy shit, that's awesome! I've seen the first 3 episodes and I love it. I need to catch up.
It'll keep blowing you away because it keeps just kind of giving you this reasonable doubt. Like, maybe they're a traitor. Well, maybe they're not a bad guy. Maybe they're just flawed. Well, I think they're going to backstab him. The amount of just back and forth and just natural depth that's uncanny tell is pretty much the highlight. And as I was telling Josh earlier, it is cool seeing one of the supporting villains from Breaking Bad as one of the lead villains in this.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. It's so good. It came out of nowhere because
Yeah,
had-
it was
I
like
didn't-
what to expect. It's bizarre. I'm going to check this out. Oh, there's more food for thought here.
Exactly.
All right. How about you, JP?
Gosh, I haven't really been watching a ton lately, honestly. I told Hans this yesterday, but I started watching Werewolf by Night, and I
The
really
Marvel?
enjoyed that. I don't know if I've told you this, Cam, but Hans knows my guilty pleasure is cooking competition shows.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Dan Levy from Schitt's Creek created one, and it sounds so stupid. It's called The Big Brunch, and it's
I think I
around
did
like
hit that. There was like
Yeah.
a promo. I don't know if it was
Yeah.
on Netflix, but I saw something. It was
yeah,
like,
it's on HBO Max, and it's kind of like a nicer Top Chef. Like the judges and stuff, they're still critical of the people's dishes,
but they're not doing it to unleash haterade and like, you messed up the kitchen even though we gave you no ingredients.
Yeah, exactly. They're just way nicer, and of course Dan Levy. Of course, Dan Levy is really funny, and And it's just very endearing, and it's just all these people who like work in restaurants, and one person, their restaurant was doing really well, and then it shut down in COVID, and they're trying to like, get
Bring it back
to
up.
exactly. So I enjoy that. That's kind of what I've been
What ad
diving
is he
into
in
lately.
now? It's like T-Mobile or somebody keeps being like the spokesperson on or some shit.
I think so. Something like
and
that.
just
Yeah.
his reaction is like, what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He will always be the dad from American Pie for me.
Oh no,
Oh,
that's
Eugene. That's Eugene.
We're talking about his son who's on Schitt's Creek.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah. No, Eugene Levy is great. I always
yes,
any Christopher Guest movie Waiting for Guffman. Oh,
Armed
my God.
and Dangerous. There you go. I went all that back.
But that's kind of it for me. What about you, Hans?
Have you guys been watching? I know Jabe isn't caught up, but Cam, you've been watching Andor?
Yes.
Are you
And
caught
I
up?
actually mostly caught up. I had to rewatch one of the key episodes where there was more of that political intrigue. It was the first episode after the heist, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck's going on here? I had to retool it. I was like, oh, okay. God, I'm stupid. I cannot be doing two different things and watching this at the same time.
No, that's one you have to sit down, like put the phone
Sit
over
the
and
hell down.
not do anything else. But it's so good. Like,
Yeah.
that is, in my opinion, that's the best thing Disney's done with the property since the final 4 episodes of the Clone Wars, and I don't really even give them credit for that because that was just a continuation of the people who were doing it before.
Anything that's just something new. It's, the writers on that are, Tony
Yeah,
Gilroy.
is
His
he doesn't
brother
give a
and-
shit about Star Wars, which is perfect. He's like, I don't know about it.
Came
I don't
from
care.
Born Identity.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just gonna write something good.
I saw
perfect.
a clip from him this morning where he said, everything's going great with Andor. The critics love it, and everything's going awesome. Except we are having to really chase our audience. Like we just need more people to watch it.
It's because Star Wars fans are the worst fans ever, and they think it's slow because for the first time ever they're actually developing characters and taking their time because that's never happened ever in the history of Star Wars.
They're
So they're
showing,
like, what's going on? Like, this is too slow. No, it's not slow. It's taking its time. It's doing something.
It's suspenseful. There's a difference between slow and nothing happening and build up.
Just because something's not blowing up every 2 seconds doesn't mean it's slow.
I mean, I expected this when I saw, some writer, Mon Mothma. I remember her on the show MI5 Spooks, and then one of the other writers of The Americans and Tony's brother Dan Gilroy. Right? Yeah, they write a lot of the episodes, and you can kind of tell which ones are them before you even see the credits. I'm like, okay, and that was a cool heist. That was a really cool heist. Just how they were showing, kind of like a Guns of Navarone movie, which is what the original Star Wars were trying to be like.
They took their time on that too. It was like 3 episodes leading up, and you
here's
see
what
a show
they
like
have
Kenobi, and that just would have happened that first episode, but they took like 3 episodes to just like get into the people that he was meeting and how they're gonna do it. It's perfect. Like, I wanted it to happen, but it was great.
They give you an idea of kind of blue collar, white collar kind of people, as well as the fascism and just what being a spy would kind of actually entail. You'd have to go to
we get Andy Serkis too. I mean,
that's true.
I mean, that show opens in a whorehouse.
Yeah,
first episode.
And
he's just chilling in a brothel.
It's almost Buck Rogers.
Okay. Oh man, I'm so behind. I need to catch up. I've been really slacking on my show watching lately.
Good. I'm surprised how behind my sister got. I'm like, oh, you never put Star Wars inside for this. What's going on with you? Oh, I'm working. I'm like, sure, okay.
That's one of those I've been like staying up till 3 a.m. just to watch.
Hey, good times, baby. Good times.
I mean, I don't really sleep anyways, so
sleep is overrated.
Yeah, absolutely. What else? I saw Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that?
I have not.
No?
I'm told my sister really loved it. I'm told that Black Adam flopped pretty bad. I mean, it made money, but it's not a good story, I think.
Black Adam wasn't great, but it was fun. Like, it was just like, it wasn't anything special. It was just like, oh, okay.
All I know is Pierce Brosnan plays like a Doctor Strange equivalent.
Yeah, he's Dr. Fate. But Black Panther, 2 hours and 40 minutes, felt every minute of it.
Rihanna's got a news.
It was a little long.
Rihanna's got a single that plays, I think.
Yeah, like they handled the Chadwick stuff really well. Teacher Wright was incredible.
I had a few Latino friends who really hated the Latino character that was introduced. It's like really interesting. I didn't know it was becoming a different kind of.
Namor. Yeah, that was a big departure from the comics. They made him Mayans, basically.
It's always.
I'm kind of okay with that though. Like they wanted to give them this their own specific kind of culture. And they didn't want to do Atlantis. Like, I mean,
isn't it funny how they'll make an exception to every other adaptation? It's like I know plenty of people who love Constantine, even though Keanu Reeves is being Keanu Reeves, not being Constantine.
Yeah, that's not even close to Constantine.
Adam West's Batman is pretty beloved, even though not at
all. I would argue Adam West's Batman is one of the more accurate portrayals of Batman. It's silly.
It's accessible. Yeah.
It's silly and ridiculous, but all the things are there.
Yeah.
He's still Batman.
Yeah.
He's not killing anybody.
Yeah.
The killing role gets even more pretentious than some of the Star Wars roles. You're like, oh no, you can or can't do this. I'm like, eventually a vigilante is gonna kill somebody.
Yeah.
Regardless of how gentle they are. You can't tell me in those Arkham Asylum games that at least one of those guys Batman pushes off the platform in the opening cinematic didn't break their neck on the way down.
Oh, of course.
They have to do the no killing rule because it's like if he's gonna kill a bunch of henchmen, why isn't he killed the Joker, who's just like keeps breaking it,
It's almost like the
X has to be
thing where it's
otherwise,
should have killed him by now, but he revealed too much important info, so I'm gonna keep him alive. Decades.
I have a thing with that. I actually really love Affleck's portrayal of Batman.
Yeah.
I don't think he was given a lot to work with, but I think he's a very old, like grizzled Batman. What they should have done with that, like I love the nightmare scene in Batman vs Superman.
Like affect him.
Have him not kill anyone before that, and then he sees like his future of him just like murdering everybody and being like, oh shit, like how much more affecting would that be than when he's just like gunning down everybody, like doesn't give a fuck.
There's so many brief moments that would be key in every other movie. I always hate it when they delete a scene and you're like, but that's character development. Oh.
The extended cut of that movie makes it way better.
I might have to watch it now.
It's like half hour, 45 minutes longer, but things actually start making sense a little more.
Did you ever review the Snyder Cut?
We didn't review it, but we definitely discussed it quite a bit.
All right. Yeah.
We just did a Zack Snyder movie, his best.
Correct. Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead.
Well, that's the thing. Snyder, he's a very, very good director, but man, he shouldn't be allowed to write.
Yeah.
Give him a talented writer like James Gunn.
Yeah.
And you get Dawn of the Dead.
Yep.
Stop letting him do stories.
A lot of people need to be kept in the cage.
He'll throw the plot out the window for a cool scene.
That's
he's like, it doesn't matter if this makes sense. It looks cool. And yeah, it does because he's really good at that.
That's how I am with Chris Nolan. I'll like the 2/3 of his movies, and I'm like, dude, let someone else direct the action and let Jonathan do the plot twist. Don't get too cute.
Yeah.
I want to see Michael Bay be a cinematographer.
Yes.
Because we all make fun of Michael Bay, but he makes some beautiful shots.
I think he was the cinematographer on Zack Snyder's last movie, and they just seem like they flow together.
Was he?
I'm just joking.
Oh, I was gonna say, he'll never step back from being like in charge, but that's what I want to see.
Maybe he and Paul W. Sanderson should get a room together.
Oh God, that guy fascinates me. With the Resident Evil movies, and then he also
Event Horizon.
Yeah, Event Horizon's amazing.
Predator. I actually like Pompeii a lot because it's a return to sword and sandal type stuff. But you would never know it's by him because I think Resident Evil just left such a big aftertaste.
I love the Resident Evil movies. They're terrible. They don't make any sense. I just have a fascination. Like I love them. Like anytime it comes on. I don't know what it is. Like it's such nonsense because they had this great story from the games, and they're just like, nah, we're just gonna make shit up. Just do the thing. It's right there. Like
and people kept imitating the laser trap, which was actually a knockoff of the indie sci-fi horror movie Cube.
Yeah.
just reviewed. Anyway, it's just funny how it's just like
God, those movies suck, but I love them. We did one, didn't we?
We did do.
Probably
I think we did the third
worst,
one.
most nonsensical.
The
I think it was
3D
the
one.
fourth one.
Oh, 3. It was like Resident Evil 3D or something like that.
Yeah, I don't.
3D.
They all
Yeah.
have just generic titles.
3D.
The third one's actually decent, but yeah, that fourth one, it's just
I can't
like,
remember which one
Oof.
on the
it's
theater.
one of those that
4 or
they
5.
put scenes in just because it was going to be 3D, and they're just so tacked on and unnecessary and stupid.
It's not even a good use of 3D. You're just
I-
like,
Kim Coates is in it, and he's great, and I love it.
I
love
feel
it.
like Paul W.S. Anderson is a guy who takes all of the studio's notes. He like listens to all the studio's notes. That movie is made
in-movie
by
advertising.
I would.
so creative.
I never thought
creative.
about that. I think you're right, because
Yeah.
they don't make any sense.
Yeah, they're like, why don't you put a scene? It's 3D, right? So an axe will be coming at the screen.
Yeah.
Paul W.S. Anderson's like, great, I love
It's
it.
like, cool.
In.
I get to work with
Yeah.
my wife.
That's
Fine.
why he
You're
keeps
in.
She's a
making
star.
movies. That's why he keeps making movies, because he listens to the studio. Like a lot of directors give the studio pushback, and they're like, fuck that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Paul W.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
He definitely didn't have notes on Event Horizon. That
Mhm.
movie fucked.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So,
So
I wonder
weird.
what
Sam
changed.
Neill and just that movie's so weird.
to
Soldier's kind of a mediocre Blade Runner spinoff, but it's so
Yeah.
funny because everyone saw it and they're like, "Oh, it's a ripoff of Blade
I'll
Runner."
be
I'm like,
right back.
"By this, after these messages."
Soldier is in like the Blade Runner, like
It's like a spin-off.
Alien universe.
'cause by the
or in
same
Star
writer.
Trek, because they have like weird little Easter eggs that connect
Yeah,
all.
a Marvin the Martian planet, and then it's weird because it's like it was the same writer, and then they're like, "Screw it, make it a spin-off," and then they're like, "Well." And I keep trying to watch it, but yeah, other than Kurt Russell's performance, it just kind of drags a lot.
I mean, that was
just-
back in the day when they could put these little silly Easter eggs in, and it didn't really connect to anything. It was just like, if you
Yeah,
saw it, you
it's not-
saw it. Like Predator 2, when they had the alien head, like in the
Oh,
ship
yeah.
at the end. Like, that was just for fun. Like,
Mhm.
they didn't intend on it becoming what it did.
Years before the Valverde universe, the St. Elsewhere connection, and let alone even the what's the other one? The Freddy's Glove and Evil Dead.
I finally saw Evil Dead, like, recently. I had never seen it.
You never seen any of those? Wow, Evil Dead.
Yeah. We did a live watch a while ago.
It's all good. Live watch a while.
Yeah. Or the Good Irish Friend. Where we watch, he's a horror guy, and I hate horror movies, so we'll watch, like, that doesn't count, but we'll watch, like, the most horrible, horrific horror movies, like we done Hostel 1 and 2. We did Martyrs, like,
Oh man.
because I'll get drunk on the stream, and I'm like, next week we're doing Martyrs, and then I wake up the next
Deep
time, I'm like,
hurting.
fuck! I don't want to watch that.
Hey. Someone's got to suffer through it besides
yeah.
Mr. Science Theater.
I think it's funny to watch me be uncomfortable and angry, so. And that's what those movies do to me.
I think you'd like Army of Darkness at least.
Yeah.
Oh, Army of Darkness is great.
Because that's more
It's
So
action.
much fun.
Sci-fi.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
when we have an unreleased episode where we did House of a Thousand Corpses with him,
Oh wow.
that the audio didn't go well, and God, that movie
Ah.
upsets me so much.
Oh my God.
The
It was
Firefly
really
family.
awful.
Yeah, it's
Ugh.
I'd seen it before, and man, I hate that movie.
I'm
It's
pretty
so
sure.
upsetting.
I'm sure Walton Goggins does as well.
Oh, Walton Goggins, fucking Chris Hardwick shows up, and then he becomes like.
Wait,
and
Walt Goggins
Rainn
is
Wilson?
in.
He's one of the
Yeah, he's like
torture
the-
deputies at the start
yeah.
of the movie. Don't
Yeah.
kill me.
Oh yeah.
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 Oh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think he filmed it
The
in like
sheriff's, like,
2000
one
before
of
he
their
became a big
dads.
movie TV star.
And then they cut his
Mhm.
face off and like make out with it. It's fucked up, man.
And Rainn Wilson.
Rainn Wilson becomes a
Freaking
fishman
Rainn
or
Wilson.
something.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
And they just keep going along with it. And you're like, who acts this way in real life?
Yeah, it's just all crazy nonsense.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I hate it.
It did kind of creep me out when I saw it when I shouldn't have been watching it one time
Yeah.
when we had like cable.
Mhm.
When we had to watch that, I had to call my girlfriend at the time over to be like, "You have to watch this with me." 'Cause I can't. I'm like, I'm too upset. Please come over and drink with me because I can't do this. All right.
So on the original point, I guess you take it. Tony Scott takes notes while still having an actual soul.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Of course. Well,
All
what
right.
do you think? Should we get into it?
Yeah, I've already taken us off the rails.
Enter the dragon.
You wanna get into it?
Let's do it.
All right, then let's get into our
I'm
feature
typing.
presentation.
And now, our feature presentation.
Enemy of the State from 1998 is 70% from the critics and Rotten Tomatoes is 78% from the audience, directed by Jerry Bruckheimer, starring Will Smith as Robert Clayton Dean, Gene Hackman as Edward Brill, Lyle John Voight as Thomas Brian Reynolds, Lisa Bonet as Rachel F. Franks, Regina King as Carla Dean, Barry Pepper as David Pratt, Scott Khan as Jones, Jack Black as Fielder, Jamie Kennedy as Jamie, Jake Busey as Krug, and Jason Lee as Daniel Zevit.
Jerry Bruckheimer didn't direct it though. Tony Scott did.
Oh, my bad.
He wishes. He wishes.
That's the first time I fucked that up.
No, that's okay.
I just summed up.
I wanted to give Tony Scott his due because R.I.P. Tony Scott.
If I was capable of being embarrassed or having shame, I'd have that now. But I'm not. So.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Shot by Dan Mindel, who's done some big cinematic work as well as Spy Game.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm.
This cast is ridiculous.
It's insane. And it's all these young actors before they like blew the hell up, like Scott Conn, like Jack Black. Jack Black. Seth Green, when he was in that kind of like weird period between being like an ornery child actor to like an older, like being like older, like VO actor.
Guy in like a high school.
Oh, Can't Hardly Wait.
That's who. Yeah. This is. I'm not my dad's son, but I kind of am. Same kind of roles.
Tom Sizemore's in this too. I love Tom Sizemore.
Oh,
he's always so sweaty in every movie he's in. It's great.
He's uncredited in this and Point Break because I think he said in an interview he wanted to avoid a typecasting or some shit.
Oh, in Point Break, he plays like an undercover cop who's like basically like a meth head. He's absolutely on drugs in that movie. Like,
he's on drugs in probably this movie too. He's
on drugs all the time.
It's like very unfortunate.
Yeah, his best role though, Saving Private Ryan. Oh yeah, and Barry Pepper. I love Barry Pepper.
So you know why his career collapsed?
No. Okay, we were talking about that the other day. I was like, why isn't he in stuff?
Is it Scientology?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
He and Forrest Whitaker are also Scientologists, even though Travolta gets most of the blame. And to be fair, he does, because the budget for that movie was compromised because of Travolta's catering. Damn you, catering. And Travolta still
I didn't know Forrest Whitaker was one.
Yeah,
that's why they were in it. But it's just so funny how Travolta he defends that movie. He's like, it's the Schindler's List of sci-fi. I'm like,
Battlefield Earth. That's a
terrible. Let's move on.
It's just a poorly made, boring movie.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
It's terrible, so bad that I got the discounted Blu-ray so I could listen to the new special features on how the train wreck. I'm like, I gotta see this. The screenwriter interviewed over Zoom explaining what changes he had to make that made no fucking sense.
My first introduction to Scientology was when I lived in Florida. Me and friend of the show, Jimmy Vinicki, were like driving down the road, and there was some like stand on the side of the road selling rugs, and we went and bought one. And with our purchase, they gave us like L. Ron Hubbard books. Like I didn't realize it at the time. Like I just threw it in the back of my car, and then I was sifting through. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why do I have this?
Why do I have Dianetics?
Yeah, it's not a planet. I don't think. No,
my themes are all out of whack.
Yeah, so I'm with you guys. It is a shame that he did this. Barry did this, back to back with Private Ryan, and then
he's so good in Private Ryan.
Then in The Green Mile, and then just
he's great.
Knock Around Guys.
I love Knock Around Guys.
Good movie.
That was like in the can for like a few years until Vin Diesel's star took off, and it's like, man, just. And now all he does is just like indie movies or face shit. And I'm just like, dude, you should have had your own, I don't know, sitcom, procedural, dramatic movie. You're
He's
there.
good. He should be big. Yeah, I knew there had to be something, and I didn't really want to know because I knew it had to be something like that.
But hey, your boy Jake Busey's in this, and this is what I pretty much.
Oh, I love you some Jake Busey.
This Starship Trooper, some Frighteners, so those free back to back. That's what I equate him to before he did all his TV gigs and villains.
He's so great in Starship Troopers.
Do you think he's more manic there, or is he more manic here? Because by the end, with that giant machine gun, he's like, everybody.
Yeah, that's a nonsensical scene. Like
he's going all trucker.
Like, why does he do that?
I love how the chefs at the end of this, they even get some shotguns. I'm like, whoa.
Oh yeah.
It's this. I would always see parts of this. My family would always see parts of this. This was playing everywhere. This was often on FX, and then a lot of local networks like the CW or UPN would have as their like.
Yeah, this was an FX or like TBS movie in heavy rotation.
100.
And the longest time, I would only see parts of it, so I thought Gene Hackman was the bad guy.
Oh
yeah.
So
he'd done that so many other times where he'd be the traitor, or just like in what's it called, Unforgiven. And I was like, no. This is more like Behind Enemy Lines. And I love how Tony Scott said in like at a commentary track and in interviews, like he's the same character as the conversation. It's both a tribute.
Yeah.
It's meant to be the same guy.
Behind Enemy Lines is good. That's the Owen Wilson, right?
No. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Owen Wilson. The conversation.
Isn't
Behind Enemy Lines.
Yes, I'm Behind Enemy Lines. But yeah.
Conversation is Francis Ford Coppola, John Cazale. It's like his run that Francis Ford Coppola had within a couple of years was pretty amazing.
Oh yeah,
his wine's all right too.
So yeah, Bruckheimer launched John Turteltaub, some of these other guys do all these comedies. So he did. I forget. I think it was Turteltaub or one of the other guys who did National Treasure, and Michael Bay Michael Bay did The Rock and Bad Boys and Armageddon. And then Scott was kind of the last breed before he set him on his way, but Scott kind of stayed with him for a while. He did Deja Vu and some of the other Denzel Washington vehicles, and then
Unstoppable,
yeah. And now Bruckheimer, I think he's washed out on his director, so now he's settling for Tom Cruise. Make more money, leave Mission Impossible, come back to me.
Pretty much.
I made you.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
We kick off with Barry Pepper just murdering an old man.
And Jason Roberts, an uncredited role, just like in Crimson Tide. I don't know why he was so uncredited. He must have just been like, "Fuck SAG, I'll just appear on set for a day."
Yeah, paycheck. He's like, I've done my Broadway. I'm one of the greats.
I've never seen the bloody movie, even though I hear it's good.
Yeah, pretty much, probably.
Hey, you know what the screenwriter of this later went on? The unused bits for this later became Die Hard, Live Free or Die Hard.
Oh, I did not.
That was meant to be Enemy State 2, and they said, fuck that, we're not making a sequel to that excellent movie. Let's just retool it along with an article about cyber terrorism, and let's make Bruce Willis come back as John McClane. Boom.
Sounds about right.
The way they develop each of those is more complicated than how they develop all the Hellraisers and freaking every other franchise. Is like, it starts off related, and then they incorporate the characters, then it becomes something else. But yeah. Someone gets murdered. We're barely even a few minutes in. Someone's getting knifed and shanked.
Yeah, I like how they just like roll.
He's already freaking dead, and they put him in the sinking
pills. Poor dog's just barking away.
They just made it look like a suicide, and it's like they're trying to.
Well, they made it look like he had a heart attack, and those were his heart pills. Like he couldn't get them.
And then it's like you go the heart attack pills, and there's someone taking photos of him. I think that's Jason.
Well, that's when Jason Lee comes in eventually.
He takes photos, and they're like, "He saw us. We got to go after him."
He's just like watching the migration patterns of geese or some bullshit. I don't know. But after Barry Pepper offs this guy, we meet our hero, Mr. Robert Clayton Dean, and
Robert Clayton Dean.
He's just
Clayton
meeting with beat up Matthew Bevilacqua from The Sopranos.
That is a Sopranos actor. Oh my god!
And from A Bronx Tale.
Yeah, Badaluca. Yeah, that's right. From Bronx Tale, he was on The Practice. He's a pretty cool guy. Shit.
Yeah, he's a lawyer. We get all that information. I guess, from that
and
scene.
that's when Will Smith is not, admitting his, adultery and looking.
Oh
all
yeah, that comes into play.
Oh,
I mean, next he goes to meet with a very sweaty Tom Sizemore, who's like a mafia dude or something, to like blackmail him. Ballsy. Ballsy.
Yeah,
incredibly ballsy.
ballsy. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's-
He has like
I
some
can-
video of him or something. And the FBI, of course,
I'm a
spots him
lawyer
leaving.
and I'm blackmailing.
Yeah, like going above and beyond, man. Like you don't need to do that. Get a different client. It's a big firm.
Oh man.
But yeah, the FBI spots him like meeting with these gangsters, which
They're
of course
like-
comes back and all of this comes back into play.
yeah,
I love how they tie it all back in. It's great.
it's weird how they do it because I never hear anyone say this movie's too complex or confusing. Even mainstream critics who didn't care for it at the time, he's like, I don't think any of them said this makes no sense. Most of them were just too focused on, oh, it's another fugitive. They were just oversaturated.
Yeah, it all pretty much tracks. Like, I mean, this
This
is
was
the
well
setup for
marketed.
something that happens like 2 hours later, but
Mm-hmm.
it all makes sense.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I think a lot of movies just gloss over that. Everyone just gets, like every other blockbuster, they get focused on the chase scenes and
Yeah, which
Later,
this
right?
has, but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
there was that extra little element that elevates this movie, I think.
Harry Gregson Williams is back doing a lot of this composing, and it suits it. It doesn't feel overburdened
Or emotionally manipulating, like composing.
Michael Bay.
Yeah.
But like Michael Bay just wants you to feel something so badly.
Yeah.
So then at the old man murder site, Jason Lee, Daniel Zavitz, he collects his tape because he's just watching birds or whatever, and it caught like the whole murder on tape.
The murder.
The murder.
Unsolved Mysteries Edition 2.0.
Yeah, I like how he just like calls somebody at some like a
liberal news, like underground newspaper or
Yeah.
something, right?
Oh my god,
Yeah.
oh my god, he died.
yeah,
Where can I
exactly.
find him? How'd you know?
What does he say? He calls him some anal retentive with an intense vitamin D deficiency. That's what he calls John Boyd.
Yeah, and they don't even ask. They're just so
Accurate.
hungry for the story. They're like, yeah, accurate. It's the senator. It's got to be true.
Yeah, but that's when all the spying stuff comes about because they hear like his entire call and everything.
It is a spy movie.
Mhm.
It's a spy.
Meanwhile, Dean goes to awkwardly buy some underwear for his wife.
Yes.
This
Yeah.
is so weird. Like,
It's so weird. He's
like
so
have you ever
awkward.
talked to a woman before? Like you know you're a handsome man. Like stop
I
it.
think he's more. I don't know if. I think the body language was how awkward would you be if you were going into this and try not to seem perverted, which
Yeah,
this guy's.
But like
and
that's
the blonde
their
gal-
job. So like as long
Right.
as you're not a creep like
Mhm.
or weird as shit like him, like and he obviously like
Yeah.
he's not a prude because he's fucking Rachel.
Yeah. It's just
He's not some like
yeah.
And
Morbid,
the blonde
like,
chick who's the salesperson, she was in Casino Royale as the gal who poisons Bond and,
And
Banshee.
Banshee.
Yep. And
Ivanka.
Milicevic, yeah,
Yeah.
hot as
That's it.
fuck. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I do enjoy when she points to her chest and he's like, oh, they're way bigger than those.
And she's like, okay.
Again, like what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you really here for?
Take a second.
Mhm. Yeah.
I seem to
Weirdo.
recall, not to sound like a prude, I do recall there was like more, I think, cleavage or some other bullshit in one scene, and every TV version would vary.
hmm
More patrons there, and it's like I didn't know if it was a weird alternate cut. Not
I
that-
do love a good TV edit of like, especially with swear words. My favorite one
Fudge you.
is of Speed, where the pop quiz.
Breaks
It's
your
so
yeah.
it's so out of place. It's like pop quiz animal.
Animal. Oh, it's animal.
Mother farmer.
Yeah,
Pulp
it's
Fiction does Mother Lover. And you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm.
okay.
it's
Ah.
just so out of place. It doesn't even sound like the same actor. Like,
Doesn't
different tone. Like they didn't even try.
They didn't
love
really
it.
have to modify this too much. They just kind of, really, the only edits I recall is just like they show less blood on the windshield and some shots, and
Yeah.
The congressman who's later comes into play, who ironically this Cells gal is involved with, they show less of the unbuckling.
Yeah.
So while he's being all weird and uncomfortable, that's when what's his name? Jason Lee. Daniel Zavitz
Earl
makes his way in. He escaped from them, from Barry Pepper and all those guys coming to get him. I love his little landlord lady trying to let him in, and then once he goes down the fire escape, she's like, "Run!
Run! They've got guns!"
Yeah.
I forgot about that. And who was that actress? You've seen her in a few things, I think.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the third biggest uncredited actor in this movie, we get fronted by undercover hitman, I think, Gabriel Byrne.
Yeah.
He was like a last minute addition, so that's why he's not credited. But it was just, yeah, you're just like, oh, is he the real Keezer Susie?
Yeah. I think the reason they made him so awkward was so he was flustered when he comes to approach him and give him the tape. I think that was the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I want the
really
tape,
worked,
and I'm here
but
to kill you. And then, lo and behold.
Yeah, and he just drops it in his bag. He doesn't even know he has it.
Very vicious bike crash. It's like,
oh yeah, and
oh god,
yeah, he just books it out of there and grabs a bike and gets pasted by a fire truck.
And Will Smith just walks out and he's like, "What happened?" He's like, "Some guy absolutely ate it on a bike." And he was just like, "Oh my god, it's him!" I literally was just talking to him 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, it's too coincidental. And then, of course, they see him on the camera, so you got to suspect him. He knows too much.
Target is down. Target is down permanently. Oof.
I do like when they're breaking down the bag scene, and it's it shifted.
The bags.
It's there's a shadow and it shifted. It's maybe he put something in, maybe he didn't. Maybe it's just the light, but
I think so. Yeah.
I like that. I don't really understand how they had that shot, but whatever.
They only briefly showed the interior of the NSA, and it's kind of cool how Voight just excuses all these guys from the desk. Come with me. It's approved.
Yeah.
And I don't think without this role he'd be as well known by millennials. I don't think he would have gotten his villainous role as Jonas Hodges on season 7 of 24. I don't. There's so many other roles. I don't think.
Have you seen Anaconda?
Oh, that was before, but I mean,
when he gets vomited up by.
I think everyone was paying attention to J-Lo's cleavage and the damn freaking giant snakes,
And Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, yeah.
And Luke Wilson.
And Ice Cube, yes.
Gross. So yeah, and Dean had also given him his business card, so they find that on the body. So there's another connection there.
Oh dear, it gets so intense, and yeah, we're what, 10, 20 minutes in?
20 minutes in, at this point.
Yeah.
So
you don't have, and you can suspend belief because it's just it's all secretive. And you can kind of see some of these guys who legit don't know what they're really into. It's just kind of second nature to them. They kind of let the actors kind of run free with their roles without doing too much.
I mean, they make the tech guys semi-likable. They don't seem to really know the
keeping everyone
stuff
safe,
they're doing.
Man.
They're just kind of following orders. So they send some goons posing as cops to Will Smith's house, and they look through all his stuff, or they want to look through his stuff, and he's just like, "Fuck off."
It's not without a warrant, and then they go, "This guy's good." He what?
Yeah, he's seen 2 episodes of Law and Order. So
not without a warrant. This guy's good. Oh man, this guy's good.
I do like when they bring up the Rachel thing, and he's just like, "Good night, gentlemen."
Yeah,
so good.
But he knows his rights. Yeah, and that's you can kind of see him doing that, being kind of a playboy. He's just looking around. He hasn't had time to socialize with everyone, and he's just you can kind of understand why he would have had an adultery. And kudos to Regina King, who's playing his, separated spouse, who he's having to say, "Hey, lay low. Someone's trying to kill me."
Yeah,
she's great.
This
I
was
love.
She was really good in this.
She's so great, and she's been around forever too.
I think she did her third, fifth. fifth role in
Something.
her. Yeah, she had
Something
done
like
Jared
that,
Squire, and this time
Boys in the Hood.
That's right, she is in Boys in the Hood. So yeah, it's like third time playing a wife/girlfriend, but this time she actually has a name.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sure she had a name in Boys, but I don't remember it. I remember the character. I just don't remember the name.
So after he tells him to fuck off, he like goes searches his bags. He's like, "There's nothing here. Like, I don't understand." So
Right. Well, you guys
they just decide to discredit the shit out of him before he can like potentially come out with this tape if he actually has it.
Yeah, it's interesting how they're all pretty much. They're about to both play their aces on their gambling deck, but yet at the same time, they're not sure if there's something else that can override it somehow. You know, it's like he knows he can kind of win this game, and yet he feels still kind of upstaged a bit.
I love how they like break into his house and like bug all his stuff, but they like make it look like vandalism, and they like ruin all of his clothes except for the one suit that's bugged.
It makes them more plausible. They don't have
So great.
time to get in, get out that quickly, and they're like, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, it's the one suit that's bugged. They bugged
they
it.
throw all his clothes in like a sink or whatever, and they just left him the one.
Just the one.
And they took the blender.
Stole his blender. Yeah.
It stole his favorite blender.
To add insult to injury, yeah. It was like, I want the blender.
I thought that was really weird. Like when he first comes home at night, it's like it's nighttime and he's just like, you want a smoothie? Like, why are you having a smoothie at like 7 o'clock at night? That's weird.
Yeah. he loves his like Vitamix or whatever that was.
Mm-hmm.
So after this smear campaign starts, he gets fired like immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that. Yeah, see, and that's kind of what trickles it down to is like now everyone's thinking he's crazy or just, acting paranoid.
Erratic, yeah.
Yeah,
and I like
because
how
he has these skeletons in his closet, it's easier to like,
he's like, he's a typical sleazeball. Like, we need to step down, remove your. And didn't they revoke his lawyer license? I think.
I don't remember that, but
I don't think
know
it
that
got
he
that
was
bad.
definitely.
But he would have to.
They were like, you need to take a leave
basically.
of absence. Like, and he's like, are you firing me? And they're like, yeah.
They say it without saying it. And he's like,
yeah.
Get out, get the fuck out.
And then his wife kicks him out because she thinks he's at it again. He's being a dog. Everything really starts to unravel.
But it is wild how, it's like it almost mirrors kind of other similar kind of real life, unsolved shit without actually referencing an exact thing, like, oh, that's based off OJ or some bullshit. It's like, no, it's just based off originality. That's what it is.
And it's cool how they really dive into his life and his demons and his skeletons instead of it just being about, we need this tape. Because that could have been all the movie could have been about was we got to get this
like
tape.
They could have just manufactured something, but it was like he's your hero, but he's also kind of shitty, Like that's kind of a bold move, like especially for Will Smith, who's like
do you think this is one of his? Yeah, All American. Do you think this is one?
Well, I mean, at the time he was
right.
It's just.
Would you rank this as his top 10 role? I saw many say it's an underrated one, and I feel like it doesn't get as much love because everyone often goes to Men in Black.
Top 10, it might. I don't know if it would be top 5, but maybe top 10.
I think it could squeak into the top 10.
It'd be a top 5 for me because it's just atypical. You feel like he's an everyday guy. Yeah. His rapport with Hackman is great because I'm glad you brought up the lawyer point because that does explain kind of why he's just kind of more cynical a little bit. He's just like, oh, so what break-in are you going to have to do this time? What is legal that, since everything we're doing practically is illegal in order for us to stay alive. And I love how he's like, doesn't he say something like, I'm not going to pose as the homeless guy?
Yeah. I mean,
something like that. They're talking about their disguises when he's putting on the hoodie.
Oh,
and it's like
when everything starts to unravel, I love how he thinks he's talking to Brill, but it's just a plant. And like just how it's like he takes the tracker out of his shoe just like to gain his trust and everything. That's a really
it's a bunch of like you say, you can kind of go along with the believability, and even when he's just like running away is like he goes for like the most typical kind of thing. Is like, okay, hide in a sewer, hide
I mean, there's a lot of him just like running around half naked through the streets.
I don't know if it's half naked.
I mean, in a bathrobe, in his boxers.
Bathrobe. Okay, that's fair. Just another day in what? Chicago?
Is that where they are?
Where is
I
it?
thought it was the East Coast, like
I thought it was
like
DC.
DC. Yeah.
I think you're right. I think it is Washington D.C. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, I love him getting rid of all his clothes and all that. Like finally accepting, like, okay, I gotta get rid of that thing.
Just another day.
And all these and the tourists in the hotel room just playing that just very stereotypical tourist, and
Yeah,
it's
that
just
was-
like the wife is getting all excited at Will Smith taking off his clothes, and she's like taking money and like trying
Yeah,
to give him
could've
money.
done
I
without
forgot
that.
about
Yeah,
that.
That
not
was a bit
necessary.
offensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
It was
was
the
to make it
90s.
lighter, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
But him
If-
like jumping from floor to floor out the window, that was all great.
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely 90s. Yeah,
Especially when they're like impressed, like all the nerds are like, "Oh my god, he just went from 14 to 13." It's like, what is this guy? What's going on?
Mhm. Yeah.
what fresh hell is this?
So yeah, there's a whole big chase. Whatever. It ends with he gives like some like municipal worker his bathrobe to like pose as him and like hide out. Poor guy. He's just trying to like get the power back on or something.
Mm-hmm.
It typically airs everywhere. I don't know if the extended cut is on Blu-ray. I don't think it is. I think that was a DVD exclusive, along with the Crimson Tide director's cut and
Crimson
Days of Thunder
Tide.
cut.
Oh,
Yeah.
Crimson Tide.
That's
That's a
classic.
great movie.
Oh yeah, all these Tony Scott classics. I just remember as like they were
Mhm.
DVD exclusives. They were basically deleted scenes that he just put back into the movie just as extra juiciness. And it was like,
Mhm.
yeah, it might not be needed, but I love seeing more of what these character interactions and reactions, for that matter, are doing. It's just fun. Even
Oh yeah, I love love deleted scenes in a movie. I like.
kind of like the Terminator 2 special edition. He's like, it's not.
Yeah, that like ghost
just
Michael
extras.
Biehn.
Yeah.
It's not needed, but
Yeah.
I'm always gonna be happy to see Michael Biehn again.
It's
for
extra
sure.
material as opposed, especially if you've rewatched it so many times. Like, I want all the extra stuff inserted back in there.
Yeah, I actually like the deleted scenes from Aliens. I actually think they
Ooh,
kind of
yes.
add something to it.
It's so good that they often use that as like the cable TV version, especially when they have
Yeah.
to edit content for
Yeah.
time or
I think it's great to actually see the settlement before it
how they
happens.
got in certain stuff. Some of the dialogue
Yeah,
makes better sense.
See like the
how,
kid running around in his like big wheel, and like then you see
how
Newt's
they got into
parents
the
get
fortress. Yeah,
Yeah, like I think that adds something because then they allude to it, but that Paul Reiser sent them out there.
yeah.
But you actually get to see it.
You know whose title is what. Yeah.
But so yeah, he eventually gets away. Whatever.
Is
he
this the
figures
first
out.
movie you guys saw Jack Black in?
Might be.
It might be. I think it was like the
Yeah, it
second
probably
one.
was.
That's still
Yeah,
one of my top
honestly.
ones for him. I love seeing him hold a gun because he actually does it in a more just like kind of subtle way. And I think he actually had to go and take a gun training class. He's like, yeah, I wanted to hold it like a regular like average tech might hold it. He's like, sit down, shut up. Imagine saying that in Jack Black.
So
Yeah,
after he
just down the
escapes,
water world.
he like figures out that his son took the tape because it was like put in
Like a video game.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yes. And this
Mhm.
is when we were still doing Nintendo 64 or PlayStation 1 era.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
some sort of video game thing that doesn't actually exist. It's like a Super Game Boy.
Is it
It
a
was like a
prop that
cross
they-
between like a Game Gear and a Game Boy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is it like one
Exactly.
of those fake countries, fake airlines they keep using in every other movie that just by
I
default?
think this was some real tech. I might have.
Yeah,
it
it's
in
like some
my-
sort of like Neo Geo shit, like back when there were
Oh,
a
like the
bunch of different,
Genesis kinda.
you know, there was a
Yeah.
bunch of
Mhm.
like off-brand.
Sega, but not
Mhm.
Sega.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Oh, thanks, Will Smith's good.
he gets it back. I really enjoyed that scene of him like hiding in the back with his son and his friend and the housekeeper. He's just like,
Stay.
look forward.
Look forward.
It's at this stage of the movie where I almost expected them to do one of your favorite movies, Eraser. A U.S. Marshal comes out of nowhere and says, "You've just been erased."
You have just been erased.
You've just been erased. I got to keep you safe, Mr. Will. Give me your clothes, your car, maybe your woman. Oh wait, you can't do that. No.
So he gets the tape back. Goes to see Rachel again. Rachel.
Yeah, he almost yells at Dark Knight style, Rachel.
Rachel.
So and
Yeah, they just killed her. I like the crime scene where it's like he was set up to look like killed her. Like his cufflinks are there, and like his clothes. Like that's all great.
See, it goes by so fast. It is easy to forget certain stuff.
Yeah, that's why I gotta take notes.
Oh man, so yeah, they frame him. I forget how many cops are like in that area. There's like 5 of them. They're like,
yeah,
and
he gets away. He goes to meet Brill.
I can't remember. Does he disarm anybody? No, I don't think he disarms anyone.
I think he goes to meet Brill, for like the second time.
No gunfights.
Because he sees like a picture of Rachel with him, so he sees that connection.
And he snatches that, I think, so they can't incriminate him.
So he's like I gotta go find this guy because he knows something, or I gotta tell him what happened.
Right.
Which he does. And I like how he just makes him get out of the car in like a busy like bridge, but then it lets him right back in.
Yeah, he does do that. Yeah.
And then
they
stop at like a convenience store, and bro, like, what are you doing? Just letting him make a phone call without you noticing?
Yeah, and then they
Everyone's
see him on
using the
camera
phone
too. They see Brill on camera.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
and that's wild. That is a fun moment where John Voight's like, I knew someone was up to this. He's been trying to track down Hackman. He's been like a notorious evasive spy. And,
because he's like got his whole office in like a giant Faraday cage, you know.
Yeah, and hasn't Hackman? I think he said he has enough footage that he could basically expose them.
Yeah,
and he hasn't played that card yet because he hasn't. He's always running. He doesn't have time to assemble a tape.
Yeah, they go back to Brill's base. Do
you think if he
they're like immediately found because of that?
That is definitely the pivotal moment where it's like that is what I wish every other spy mystery movie would do, just like get in, get out, because like this is where it goes into what the better Terminators diehards do best, where they're explaining it while they're running.
I mean, they could have lingered in there for a while, but they're in there for like a solid 10 count.
It's all orchestrated. There's a copter coming out. They set the villain's car on fire, and for the longest time,
we get the best line of the movie where they find him and Will Smith's like, "What the hell is happening?"
Yeah,
blew up the building. Why? Because you made a phone call.
Because you made a phone call.
That's such a great line.
Phone call. And for the longest time, I thought that the other guy who's firing at them in the other car died, and is like, no. See, he shows up later with the damaged, bandage.
Well, they did like a weird when the car flipped. They did a weird like close up on his face, like and he was kind of bloody, and his eyes were open, but not like really looking. So I was like, was he dead? Like, why did they? That was a weird shot. To include because it was kind of ambiguous. It kind of made it seem like he was dead. But like,
I don't know if it was a last minute reshoot or what, but it's like
you needed another second and a half of him being like,
I don't know if it was
or just moving or blinking.
Maybe it was
or
a stunt man, and he wasn't being given enough direction. And
yeah.
But I love how he just comes in and then he's like, "Remember me?" he's the first one to get his hands on Will before they do the exchange and the final Mexican standoff.
Well, and then it's great that the car catches on fire and the disc is just ruined. Their tape's just ruined. So
it's just toast.
Yeah.
But like they're just driving while the car's on fire. Like they're already out of.
Yeah,
like,
the
bad guys are gone.
Off. Yeah, and
they're just driving with the car on fire. Pull over.
Well, yeah. Well, and where do they pull over? Is like, do they pull over to another garbage site
next to like some junction of trains? Because
they're
getting pursued by like helicopters, and they just hide behind.
This is where it
trains,
becomes,
I guess.
This is where it becomes Ballistic X versus Sever.
Kind of but with better sound.
Yes, less electronic music and less gunplay by.
The sound in that movie was like a Nolan movie. Like you couldn't hear anything.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, it was crazy.
No dialogue. But yeah, they just like hide between some trains, I guess. That that was kind of what, like, there's a
Questionable.
helicopter, man.
They go
top.
so fast, you really don't have time to question it. And even when you sit back on it, you're like, I would have probably done the same thing. I can buy that there might not be enough witnesses because I guess it's on a lazy Sunday. Everyone's in church.
Yeah, I mean, they have the helicopter, like, veer off, but, like, you're a helicopter. You can just hover, man. Like, like if you're in a plane, you'd have to, like, take another pass.
I guess they figured...
Whatever.
They
had to get away, so...
They had to, but what I inferred was they just were there to spot. They weren't there to actually open fire, and the last thing they wanted was, once that explosion went off...
they failed at spotting.
Yeah.
Just let them go.
Yeah, no, I get that they were behind on their job. I mean...
I do like how Will Smith's just shooting a shotgun at a helicopter, though. Like, like he's taken to this life
he goes to
really
town.
Quickly from just
Gene
being
Hackman says,
like
get
an
it out.
upscale lawyer, and he's just firing shotguns at helicopters.
It's like he gives him permission. He's like, "You want me to get the gun?" Oh, okay. Just
okay.
But
it's already loaded.
Hijack some like Mercedes, and they get away. Whatever.
Yeah, it's fun, and the copter. I think the copter veers off because they don't want to draw any more attention. There's 2 explosions. We got 3 if you count the other car, and it's like, yeah,
I mean, in for a penny, in for a pound. Like
we got to get out of here before the feds. Not the feds. We got to get here before local authorities get here and wonder what that copter was doing.
I do like how they like turn the tables on them after this. They like they're basically like, we're gonna be the Viet Cong.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Use their tactics against them. Like, we're gonna take their weapons, and they're gonna supply us, and we're gonna use them against them.
And he's like, I need to get some gear, and he goes to just like his buddies work in a Radio Shack or something, right?
Yes. And I forget, what does Hackman hold him at gunpoint and say, "I'm asking" or something like that? I can't remember.
I don't remember that.
I think they're
part.
more subtle. They just come in the Radio Shack back when Radio Shack was a thing, and didn't they just file Chapter 11? Was that some other?
I mean,
I
the
think
fact that
did.
Radio Shack lasted as long as they did, like,
I thought they filed it years ago. What they really did was just make there be less stores, much like Sears.
I mean, they should have, but like, because no one buys anything from Radio Shack. What do they even sell?
The remote control.
Yeah.
I've been in numerous Radio Shacks. I have no idea what they actually sell. Nothing I want.
Yeah. Speakers, lot of microphone wire.
I can get my Duracells from Walgreens. I don't know.
You're like, Big Lots has more tech than that. So this is like prime when TV commercials are all the rage, Radio Shack. And so in movie advertising without distracting from, like you say, a Michael Bay type moment where you're like, see, it's right here. Gotta have 5 close-ups.
It's a little product placement, not as bad as like the Bond movies, but
Bond is pretty bad about it, as much as I love those movies.
Bond, their product placement pays for like the entire budget of the movie.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Absolutely
I'm just waiting for the next one. Well, here's the Windstar Casino.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So they start using everything, their tactics against them. This gets what's his name, John Voight, to meet with Brill.
Oh yes, and Hackman gets a very brutal gunshot to the hand.
I love how he gets dressed as
and he's like, I've never heard this many fuck. It goes into Reservoir Dogs territory here. Man.
Oh, I'm a note of that later. I like how he goes as like a cop, and like he's trying to get him like incriminate himself.
Yeah.
And then Will Smith thinks he's like turning on him because he's like, I want like this amount of money. He's like, what the fuck? But he's not really doing that. He's just trying to like play it out longer and longer.
Yep.
Doesn't work. They fail pretty much immediately. Both get caught right away.
Oh yeah.
And
he's gonna shoot Brill, but
so when did the feds?
Hey, I'll give you the tape.
And when did the feds catch on to their tail? Because then we get some of the other guys who.
It's coming up.
Okay, sorry.
Because after he's like, because that's when he puts his plan into action to circle back from the beginning. He's like, I'll give you the tape. He's like, he takes him to Tom Sizemore in the mob place. He's like, FBI's watching.
So smart.
It's so good.
Smart.
Yeah, because he just knew they were all
he knows about a tape.
Yeah.
And like, it's gonna be ambiguous. He's gonna fight back. You know, it's perfect.
I think, and it's weird. It's because we can believe it because unlike anyone else, he didn't have to call anyone's bluff or anything. He knew that it was like, he's not going to be worried about killing me. He's going to be worried about killing these feds and then try to blackmail again. And this time, I love how Will just dives under the fucking table.
Yeah, and even Gene Hackman, like acting like he's sick and like getting out of the truck so the feds see him and they're
stroke.
like, who's this guy?
He takes
like,
a pill
who's this guy?
He makes the tech guys, and I love how the other guys are like, stay with the van. You know how to hold a gun, right?
Oh yeah, it's so
Man.
great because they're just like both talking about different things. Like Sizemore thinks he's talking about the tape from the beginning,
and this is where Jake, shits boulders, and he's like, I better go in with a machine gun,
interrupting his family dinner. Yeah, and then Brill
It
makes
is,
sick,
yeah.
so
It's like his
they see
private
him with his little
restaurant.
badge and everything.
Does anyone even eat here? It's like a family-owned restaurant. It's been closed, but make me a special salad and anchovies and meatballs just for me. I own this joint.
Yeah, I mean everyone pulls guns and
it's
like we're just gonna leave. Then Jake Busey's dumbass rolls in with a machine gun and starts some shit.
Have you seen the special features on this?
Dean hides under their table, and they all go full Reservoir Dogs on each other.
They do. Yeah, you totally
man.
feel like Tony Scott after working with Tarantino on True Romance. He just wanted to pay him back. It's like, I'm gonna one up your Mexican standoffs. How they
hail of gunfire.
Hail of gunfire, and they did shoot it consistently. Like they shot one angle, with the villains, and then they taped the floors, had all the continuity guys, and then went to the other side and filmed the Italian gangster side.
Oh yeah, it's Bedlam, but you understand what's happening.
Bedlam.
Yes.
I don't know if it's as bad as Bedlam, but it might be on our A territory.
Like it's chaos, but you follow what's happening.
Oh man, just another day. Oh man. So
yeah, everybody's dead.
Everybody's embarrassed.
FBI finally shows up.
They get wind of it, and they're like, I love how they're like, oh, Will Smith's not the main guy. Oh, but those are NSA.
Yeah, because they just like let him go. They're like, he's not one of them. Like
good acting by Carlos Gomez. You've seen him in all kinds of movies and shows. Desperado. The Negotiator from the same year. He's one of the police snipers. Yeah.
The Brill just like wanders off
into the sunset.
Yes, he does.
Pretty much.
And that was the deal. Is like by the time they get here, no one's gonna be in this fucking van. And doesn't he have like a dog or something that he has in like
he has
the video?
Cat.
He has a cat. Hey, gotta love that.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to let Will Smith in at first.
He pulls dare I say,
like shows the cat. And he's like, fuck.
He pulls an Oliver North, Michael Flynn by going to some Costa Rican island.
Yeah, and just showing like video of his legs on the beach, and he's like, ugh.
Yeah, that was weird because like the good guys win, all the bad guys get theirs. And
Tony Scott
Steve
has
just
an
goes home and Brill's like
Yeah.
spying on him, watching TV, and he just seems to find it endearing. But that's super fucking creepy.
Yeah.
I think it was just meant to be humor, but the 90s were weird that way where, we see some stuff now and it's like, it's not intentionally awkward or bizarre. It's like, okay, I kind of want to see someone else besides someone's feet, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems very pleased by it all.
I don't know if it's a fetish, but
and then
maybe
credits
with an awesome Harry Gregson score. Not every other movie score where there's rap or electronic music. No, none of that. That would have been funny if there had been some new metal. Creed starts playing, followed by Nickelback.
Put on that
Yeah, every other Pearl Jam. None of that.
She lies in the still, she's alone in hell. I've got some trivia if you want to hear it.
Oh, hit us with some trivia.
I'm sure people are done with our singing.
I try to sing at every episode. Mostly because one of my friends who listens, my friend Ryan, he's like, what are you doing?
What the fuck are we doing?
So I'm like, now I have to do it.
You asked for it.
I almost sang the entire Something Corporate Constantine song, which is 9+ minutes.
Oh wow.
I almost did.
Yeah.
Almost.
And after the fact, I didn't, because I couldn't do that to JP, but after the fact, I may have recorded 5 different versions of the entire thing that I was going to just drop in.
Oh, you really are.
Thank
I
you
spent some
for
time.
thank you
Thank
for
you for
not.
I was really close to dropping that in, but I was
Uh,
like, I can't do that.
On a positive music note, before you get to trivia, I do
Why
recall
have our sound been going down?
a positive music segment. I used to see a bunch of movies rescored. I think this was like early like 2010s YouTube, and I recall someone did a cool montage of their breakout from the apartment complex to the hideout pre-explosion, and someone rescored it pretty well on the nose with "Get Busy Child" by Crystal Method.
Oh, okay,
And it
yeah.
really fit the scene. I was like, see, that works. Someone's doing something. And get busy.
Nice. Oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
let's see. Gene Hackman turned down this movie several times, but was ultimately convinced to sign on after a phone call with director Tony Scott. Will Smith later signed on at a relative post-Independence Day bargain price because he wanted to work with Hackman.
Yeah,
wow.
it was early in his career. He could negotiate with his net worth and then say, okay, I'm not going to get paid as much as Men in Black, but this will work over
He
time.
was kind of like the biggest star on the planet then, though.
For a
biggest
while,
movie
yeah.
with Independence
For the last
Day.
2 years, yeah.
He was still doing
Number one
Fresh Prince,
sitcom.
which was and he was had music going. Like
He was a huge star. Huge star.
Yeah. Parents just don't understand.
DJ Jazzy Jeff.
I'm surprised he didn't. And see, unlike most of these rappers, I don't know if it's a Scientology thing talking, since I know he's one. Yeah, he resisted temptation to play any of his music in this movie.
Maybe they were like,
it's
not
yours,
yet.
but it's an ensemble.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a fugitive type movie. It's not a. It's a Die Hard with a Vengeance movie.
They just told him they'd drop it in later.
There you go.
We'll work on it later. They're at the premiere. Hey, where's my music? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise was originally signed on to star in this movie, but had to turn it down because he was still filming Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh.
Kubrick.
So this would have been. So in other words, this would have been the Firm 2. Firmer.
Pretty much.
Firmer.
The Firm 2.
Straw.
Firmer.
Shut your honor.
Speaking of that video game we were talking about, the portable video game system that Dean's son uses and in which the disc won't work is an NEC Turbo Express. It was a Game Boy competitor, albeit with the ability to play TurboGrafx 16 games on a color screen. By the time this film premiered, it had faded into relative obscurity, making it the perfect piece of tech.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the era of just these weird gaming systems that didn't.
Man.
Will Smith turned down a role in another conspiracy thriller, Snake Eyes, to star in this movie.
Oh, that was a good call.
Oh, Cage.
The Nicolas Cage train. Yep.
Like Cam was saying earlier, this movie is considered to be a sequel to The Conversation. In addition to many parallels addressed in other comments, the photo of Edward Brill, Lyle, Gene Hackman, that the NSA pulls up is a still from the movie, completed with his narrow mustache and horn-rimmed glasses. Sir Sean Connery was considered for the role of Brill. Curiously, the next year was premiered The Matrix, which originally main actors would have been Will Smith as Neo and Connery as Morpheus.
They must have had the same agent or something, because that was around the same time he turned down playing Gandalf from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he turned down Matrix and
he couldn't understand
Lord of the Rings
sci-fi,
because he didn't get it.
Even though he'd done Highlander, where there was just about as much to get, so it was like, yeah, okay.
Well, I love that then he took League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, because there's no way he understood that either, but he had to be like, I didn't understand these other two, and they were huge, so I guess I gotta do it.
And then I gotta argue with this director who's been a special effects designer.
That's a horrible movie.
Oh God! And it was his last movie.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's
movie.
one Alan Moore is very justified in hating. I mean, he hates everything, but
Writing credits in this movie's early promotional material read, written by David Marconi and Aaron Sorkin and Henry Bean and Tony Gilroy.
Yep. They did.
There's a lot of hands. There's a lot of hands on this.
And that's unfortunate. Wow. The Writers Guild is basically, I mean, Stephen E. D'Souza, the writer of Die Hard in 48 Hours, has said the same thing. If you're just rewriting action or dialogue, they don't consider that enough, even if it's half the movie. It's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like Carrie Fisher was one of like the best punch-up artists in the business.
Yeah, she helped out every Rene Rousseau movie. She would punch up her dialogue. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Sylvester Stallone and George Clooney were considered for the role of Robert Clayton Dean.
The specializer. Yeah.
Did you notice? This isn't in my trivia, but we didn't mention it. Who John Voight's young trophy wife was? Did you notice who that was? That was Anna Gunn from Breaking Bad. Skyler from Breaking Bad. Yeah.
That was Skyler. Wow.
I didn't even notice.
So that so they were basically getting every other TV actor at the time. So at that time, she like bought a little bit. She was on The Practice. Seinfeld. She was. Yeah, that's right. She was on Seinfeld, and then just guest starring on a bunch of other stuff. So
I do like how they to make sure we knew he was creepy, he was just like drinking large glasses of milk.
Yes. Maybe that's why I think that was a character choice. Yeah, he's constipated, so therefore that's why he's even more anal retentive. He's like, get the fucking guy. And who's the other guy who's like in the NSA office who's like, I don't approve of your actions, and I think he threatens to blackmail him.
I don't remember.
There's like some guy who he like threatens. He like shuts down, even though the guy's like, I will have your badge for this. He's like,
I don't remember.
I just recall that he just kind of basically all the other congressmen or other people overseeing it. He's like, I'm the one funding. He basically just implies, he's like, no, you're not taking me. I'm not a bad guy.
Yeah, because he wants some bill to pass. I think it's the guy that at the very end is like, oh yeah, this thing's not dead. Like that goes out in front of all the microphones and the media. I think it's that guy.
Yeah.
That one, and then John Voight seems to actually acknowledge that this was a crazy role for him, and this is pretty crazy, John Voight.
And last but not least, I couldn't find a body count, but this little piece of trivia I liked a lot. At the end of the movie, Will Smith's character Robert and Regina King's character Carla are watching the senator who wanted to get the monitoring bill passed, stating at a press conference that it is on hold. He also states, we have come to realize we need to monitor the people who are monitoring them. Regina King responds to this by saying, who's going to monitor the monitors of the monitors?
I love that line.
King appears as Angela Abar, Sister Knight, in Watchmen, whose motto is, who watches the Watchmen?
Yeah.
That's good.
Small world. Reuse those dialogue.
Yes. So good. But yeah, that was Enemy of the
I think
State.
the body count would be about 8.
Yeah. 8, 10, maybe 12.
6 guys at the diner, the center at the beginning.
Jason Lee.
It's about 12.
If it was much over 10, I'd be surprised.
10, 12.
Yeah.
I mean, one guy died in the car accident. So it is what it is. And it feels legit. It's not like someone just comes out of nowhere and you're like, that's so awesome, and yet just so crazy how he just moved out. There's no moments where it's like different movie.
What do you got coming up on your show, Cam? Anything you want to plug or?
Oh man, so we are doing all kinds of specials. We got Bosch Legacy. We got a few other TV specials. We got the Cube franchise. We have. I'm sorry, I cannot speak today. We got.
That's okay.
We've interviewed a few people who are some of the biggest minds behind some of the biggest stand-up clubs and playwrights. So it's all gelling. We're doing some focuses on just like kind of doing some themes. Like we'll do some of the big writers and directors who were associated with a franchise, kind of blend that all together. So
yeah, that's great.
And we still have to do Space Bump.
We will. I swear we will.
Mhm.
Once our bosses stop writing our asses.
I'll get my friend Tom Edwards in there with you too because he loved that show. So it'll
Oh
be 3
yeah,
and 2.
when
We
we
will
did that, I
coordinate.
was like, oh my god, there's
will
another one of
coordinate.
us.
Promise we will coordinate.
Tom will get on and riff with you guys like forever about that. Yeah.
Still one of the best theme songs of any show.
Yes. Wait, we did actually cover the composer of that. I don't know when I'll drop that episode. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, we're talking Dynamite. This was a fun movie because, like you say, it's a very agreeable movie. It's dated very
Great choice.
Great choice.
Who picked it?
Awesome.
I don't think I picked it.
You did.
You
thought
did.
You picked it.
You
I thought
picked
It was
it.
you.
I swear. I thought you said you want to do Enemy of the State. I was like,
It was
okay,
all
well,
you, baby.
Yeah.
All
Thank
you.
I was just wildly
Yeah.
on board when you said it. I might have incepted you to make you think that it was my idea because I like to take credit for everything.
Oh well. I mean,
Mhm.
at least it was low maintenance. You know, I think it's streaming just about everywhere.
Mhm.
I think it's on Netflix, but it probably will be.
I rented it like 4 times because we kept having to reschedule.
No.
I should have just bought the damn thing.
Oh my god. Pretty soon we'll have like 20 plus like Amazon purchases.
Yeah.
Sure, it's be on Tubi. I don't know.
Tubi.
Tubi
Where I
will
watched
not
the
be
Starship
on-
Troopers animated series.
You were wise.
Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you, gents.
Yeah, thank you for coming on again. This is always a pleasure. You always come in with the deep cuts, with the good trivia, and
Oh, you
the
had
composers.
I
And
forgot who passed on this babe of a movie.
Mhm.
You want to tell people where they can find you?
We are on Instagram, Twitter. Jacked Up Review Show is available on Podbean, Apple, Anchor, Spotify. It's about the usual suspects.
Nice, awesome.
Something for
Jape, why don't you hit everyone where they can find us?
every-
You can find us at www.actionmoviebookclub.com. You can also find us on Twitter at actionmoviebc or on Instagram at Action Movie Book Club. We've also been posting some videos on YouTube. Hit us up on there. Just type in Action Movie Book Club and give us a like and subscribe in there. We're getting some views. We're getting some subs. It feels pretty good. We're on a nice uptick,
Getting
which
some
feels
actual
really great.
comments. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, I love that movie. Got to hear you take." Nope.
Yeah, it feels really good. And but yeah, that's about it. Anything else you want to add?
That one video is almost to 20,000. It's absurd.
I can't believe it. Us
And
talking
at
about
least
a
they're
Rambo
actually
suit up.
interacting as opposed to just arguing or trolling in the comment section. I had one guy who was just like looking at our entire X-Files franchise. They're like, Millennium is not a spin-off. I'm like, well, it's part of the same universe. I don't know why.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
But it's amazing how people will want to start an argument. It's like, why don't you listen instead of just reading the book?
Yeah.
We had a great one on our Dawn of the Dead. Like it was like 95 minutes, and 90 minutes of it was talking about that movie, and someone's just like clickbait.
What?
I was like, okay.
They're talking about it. The movie's not for free.
Yeah.
But it's like they
But
had
hey,
expecting half the time.
Any
YouTube's
bad press is good.
successful.
Bad press is good press.
Oh,
so.
any engagement is
go.
good. Even
Yeah.
dislikes are like as good as likes.
Yeah, thank you.
honestly.
You just gave me more power.
Engagement's engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you hear that? I think they're wiretapping us.
Good.
Talking about-
Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck
Like
you,
and
John
subs-
Voight.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, do
Just
that.
give us a 5-star rating while
Yeah,
you're
John
at
Voight. Do it.
it. Anything else you want to add?
I don't know what we're doing next week. It's possible we will have a guest for Flashpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Donnie Yen.
The animated.
the
DC.
animated Flashpoint Paradox
Oh.
movie.
Ah.
I'm not sure if
The
he's
Donnie Yen
coming
one though, that's great.
for that or not. If
Mhm.
not, kind of want to do Robin Hood because I love that movie. The
Oh,
Taron
which
Egerton-
one?
Yeah, the
Taron
Taron
Egerton
Egerton one.
I love that movie. It's so stupid. I love it. It's so much fun.
My siblings and his girlfriend went and saw that at the same time I went to see Creed 2 on, I think, New Year's with a friend, and basically they complained about the movie the whole time, and I was like, you should have come and seen Creed 2 with me instead.
Yeah, because Creed 2 is awesome.
I think it's so much fun. It's so silly and ridiculous.
It needed more, I don't know, Rod Stewart singing.
Yeah, something.
Maybe more Men in Tights like Carrie Ells. Maybe Russell Crowe comes out of nowhere and sings.
Little Bryan Adams, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Why did Jamie Foxx not?
For you.
Wasn't that with Michael McDonald or something?
Oh, Bryan Adams. Bryan
But I thought he did it like a quartet with somebody else or somebody.
I don't know.
I haven't listened to the sound. But yes, Bryan was on that. He wanted Robin Hood to run to him.
I won't run to you. Okay, we're done with the singing.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I kind of want to do more, but we won't subject anyone else to that. Cam, thanks. As always.
Thanks so much, Cam.
Delight.
Appreciate it, man.
Glad we could do this finally.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about all I got. Jay, why don't you take us out?
Happy trails, Hans.
Hans.